Hello, this is John with UrbanWoodsman.com. Today we're going to do a little soda can cooker demonstration on how to make them. You have different sizes that you can make. This one's kind of a small one with out of a Red Bull cans. You can make them any different sizes you want. A couple of different sizes here. The ones we're going to make today are out of some Pepsi cans, just some regular soda cans. So what we're going to do, we're going to get started here with marking the two cans that we're going to use. What we'll do, I use a couple of decks of playing cards. You can pick what size you want to make. I like this height right here. And what I'll do is I'll just set the marker on it, take the can, and then twist it around and mark it at the same time. So it's a nice level line like that. You do that on both cans. So you have two even lines, evenly spaced, exactly what you want. Okay? And then what I'll do is I'll take the can, and you want the bottom of one of them to be cut out. So you take your razor blade. This is a really easy way of doing it. Take your razor blade and just run the razor blade around the rim, the inside the rim, on the bottom of the can to score it. It's not too hard to do. You don't want to push too hard and have it slip and cut you. You just want to score the aluminum all the way around. Okay? Now before you let go of the razor blade, just find your scoring mark, just barely push through. You only have to push through just a little bit right there. Okay? And you just take a small screwdriver like this, and you just push in and then push down, and the can will separate right there. Might be a couple spots that you have some problems. It's not too big of a deal. Just score it a little bit more. Keep on working it around. If you need to use the razor blade again, that's fine. The score mark, and keep it even all the way around. You just have to pop that down in. See how nice and even that turned out? Okay. Now you have to take the can apart at your score mark, or at your black Sharpie mark. The easiest way that I've found, you just come close to your line and push the knife in and pull it down and just cut around, leaving your line so you can trim it up with a pair of scissors. Okay? Just hold the can nice and even. It'll just cut through just slick as can be. Then take yourself a pair of scissors and then notch into it and follow your line. Just follow it all the way around, trimming off and evening out your tin. That way everything looks nice and neat. Okay. So you have a nice even line like that. Aluminum can be very, very sharp, after it's been cut, so you want to be very careful with it once you open these cans up. Now you take your other can, this is the bottom of your cooker. You want to cut the line again, but don't cut the bottom out. Leave that there. So you take your knife and cut it again. Set that top to the side. Take your scissors, trim this up. Cut right along your line, make sure it's nice and even. So you have a nice pretty edge. It looks all professional. Okay, now when you look at these, they have the outside of the cans, and then there's an inner wall that's in here. And that's to separate the alcohol and make sure that it flows down into the valleys. So, what we'll do is we'll take the two cans, and you want to get the height that you have from here to here. You want to have it nice and even so it's a good tight fit. So what we'll do, we'll set the can like this and set this one like this. So you can hold them together. Okay? You take a nice little ruler. We got a little ruler here. And we'll measure. And it doesn't have to be exact, but you want to measure and get close. This is about just over 2 1/4. So we'll call it 2 1/4 just to get going on this. I got another can here to cut because the top of it isn't long enough. See, if we wanted to make that mark, we're still at 1 inch and 7/8. It's not a big enough can. So take another can, and what we'll do is just take the top off really quick. Now, what we want to do is split the can so you have a flat piece to work with. Okay? Come up and then just cut all the way around. You don't want to be afraid of the tin, the aluminum. You also don't want to be so bold as to think that you can't get hurt by it. So after you cut it out, what we'll do is take our ruler, and we want to trim up the ends. See, they're a little snaggly. You don't want that edge to mess you up. You want a nice, clean finish to your can. Now if you take a cutting board like this, you know, I do this with the cutting board so the missus doesn't get mad at me when I ruin her tables, if I ruin her tables. So cut on the cutting board. So there's a nice neat little way of doing this. You measure it up, you line yourself up, and take your razor blade again. All you have to do is score the aluminum. Like that. And the thing about aluminum is after it's scored, you can just flex it right along the line. And it will peel off right where you scored it, like that. That way you have a nice, neat finish to it. Okay, so our measurement for the inner wall was 2 1/4. So like this, make our measurements for 2 1/4. Okay, put a little dot right where you want it. Don't do the other side. Put a little dot right where you want it. Okay. Try out your Sharpies. And take your ruler again. Line up your dots. Do a nice straight edge. Score it again.